I really like this version of the Arceus theme.
Yeah.
You can probably tell, but this is a different version.
I will be watching from the stream.
Go.
I love how Aries is just the misbehaving child who needs to go sit in the corner.
No,
What a
it's
naughty
actually, you see, it's actually me being a useless DM.
Nah.
I'm a useless DM, I'm a man-child, and I am a terrible being that should probably have never been born.
Nah. If
Oh.
any of that was true, I wouldn't be here.
I accidentally pressed the stream button like a minute ago.
Oof.
Well, who cares? I don't care. Anyway, so, hello everyone, welcome to...
Don't worry, Finn's just having a mental breakdown. Give him a moment.
I'm sorry, this shithead, right here, this fucking troglodyte.
Aries already left.
Yes! This fucking knob.
Aries isn't here.
He was referring to Garchomp's model.
Yeah, I was screaming at the Garchomp. I sometimes do that, you know, I sometimes like get like a empty table, right? And I spawn your figurines and I just like use this like thing that like shoots them with a gun.
There is a
Throw them in the dice cannon.
No, I don't do that actually. So what do we say, Mono?
You probably have an entire table of just constantly on fire two cannons.
No, sadly not. You cannot actually set things on fire. God, I wish I could. If you guys ever hear like there was like some kind of like weird like setting things on fire person in Czech Republic, you know that it was me.
You forget what the word arsonist means?
Huh?
That's what an arsonist is.
Well, I was actually thinking of the word fire starter.
You use the phrase setting on fire person.
Yes. Mono, do you really want me to start paying attention to all the weird shit that you say so I can start pointing it out like you are doing right now, bitch?
I mean, that'd be more than just fitting out of context.
What? Anyway.
You guys are wonderful. I love you
Striker.
both. Yes.
Hello, Striker. Welcome to your totally normal, absolutely not weird session.
Of course.
Yeah, ignore the fact that we have a human here.
It's totally normal that I'm here by myself.
Yes. Well, you are not here by yourself, because you see there's also you. But there's also
Yes. It's just me hanging out here with me.
you. Yes. You know, every now and then we do need to like sit down and talk to ourselves.
Well, I mean, I do that all the time.
Yeah.
It's called writing a story.
You write stories?
I try to, or at least scenarios for campaigns.
Yeah, see, I don't write stories either. You see, if I was writing stories, I would be a writer, and you know, writer actually is like good at what he's doing.
Oh, I've seen plenty of bad writers. Trust me.
Even the worst
I'm a
writer
bad
is still
writer.
better than me.
Finn,
I disagree with you.
You can disagree.
I remember you reading my.
That's fine.
I remember you reading my Fallout Equestria stuff.
Well,
I'm a bad writer.
you see, Mono, you still wrote it. That means you're a better writer than me.
I mean, you wrote the scripts we're about to play.
Yeah, but those are scripts. That's not a story.
What's
You-
a script
you-
then?
So anyway.
Yeah.
Striker,
Yes.
do you remember what happened last time?
I was about to go do some stuff with Aggron's family, namely getting them to the temple so that we can get there too if we need to in an emergency. I got them started at Cap'n Town, and we were about to go off on a little micro journey. You know, not a big adventure. I didn't want anything too exciting because I'm supposed to be on vacation, but you know, something fun. And then all of a sudden, I'm in front of Toucannon and a Hypno. and I'm dearly upset because my friend Hypno, or my not Hypno, my friend Toucanon had this thing called a Wonder Mail that he could have used to inform us that he was going to be calling us forward to that he's going to therapy, he's getting started, and he wants us to join us, and could have gotten a reply of saying, "Hey, okay, I want to get this done first because it's slightly more important than you guys figuring out your mental state. I'm good, but I'll be there when I can." Instead, no, he's like, "I'm gonna throw the strap down, I'm gonna push the button, and I'm gonna bring everyone here."
Am I allowed to defend myself?
No, you're not here.
Yes, Mono. Say your piece.
I was being put to sleep, so I didn't have time to react. And there's always something else that becomes more important. Toucanon has learned that the hard way for this group.
I'm sorry, trying to stop Salazzle from using a human device that could very well destroy the fabric of how this world works, I think is a little more important than our mental state.
The Lazo, Yavaltal, Giovanni, there's always somebody, there's always something.
Yes, yes. Yes, there is. Because that's what we deal with. That's what it means to be, heroes of destiny or whatever. Not like I really care about that specifically, but there are big things that happen, and when we have to be the ones to fix them, we gotta fix them.
Toucanon has learned if you want something to happen, you have to make it happen, otherwise something's gonna stop you or interrupt you.
We will talk about in game the difference between things that have to happen and things that we want to happen.
Speaking of which, what is the very last thing you remember?
That I was attempting to take the Wonder Mail before I was forcibly put to sleep, and I woke up not an Aggron.
Yep. And yet you woke up seeing Aggron.
Now, am I seeing the Typhlosion Aggron, or not Typhlosion, the Tyranitar Aggron, or a regular Aggron?
Well, you are seeing the Aggron that you remember seeing through your eyes.
Last thing before I do mute myself again, we were fighting over the Wonder Mail. You have not successfully finished taking it yet.
Oh my fucking... You will not be here for the session. Go away. What? I feel like I'm hurting cats.
I've been there,
Anyway,
both literally and figuratively.
why are you hurting cats? What's your fucking problem?
I have 3 cats.
You don't hurt them though. They're not hurting
No, but when you need
animals.
to get them either into a room or out of a room, you kind of have to herd them.
No, all you have to do is gently tell them that no, they need to leave, and they will obviously go.
Yes, cats that are known to be,
Little shits.
strictly obedient to gentle wording.
You could just say little shits.
I mean, I do, and Darth still, replies, "Isn't that right, you little shit?"
But
Nope,
yes.
nope. He's just rubbing his head.
But
Nope.
yes.
Now he's looking at me.
Oh yeah. Aggron,
Yes.
do you remember the room that you found yourself in?
I don't remember a description of that, but again, that was at the very end, and you were describing everyone's.
Alright. You find yourself in a room that is very spacious, by the way. And you find yourself sitting at a chair. Oh, on a chair, I should say. Sitting at a table. Weirdly enough, looking around, you do actually see Aggron. Yes, Aggron, you see Aggron. Aggron.
I'm gonna glance at.
The Aggron you are seeing is so familiar to you that you can even see a little hoopa hoop on his on one of his arms.
I do want to look at myself to see if I am me or if I'm just in a facsimile.
Well, do you actually remember what it felt like being a human?
I don't know if I would anymore or not.
Yeah, because just the fact that you have 5 fingers, all bending in a way like a hand should, is a very new experience for you.
Do my fingers still have all the scars from trying to train a steel-type Pokemon?
Yes.
Hmm. Might as well savor the moment. Don't think this will be happening too often.
You are yourself. You are
That was me saying that in character.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know. I am. What would you do? In this room, there's a lot of shelves with books, and you can even see that there are 4 windows in this room. And there's a big door leading out of here.
I'm actually going to turn to the Aggron and say, so, are you me or are you the Aggron inside of me?
Aggron is going to quietly look at you. Then he's going to shake his head and just say, I don't even know.
Well, were you Petre, or have you always been you?
He's going to shake his head and say, I was not you.
How much about me do you actually know, though?
Wait a second, I actually need to double check your character sheet. He's just going to look at you and say, I know everything that you remembered. And vice versa, you remember everything that he remembered.
Any idea where we're at, then?
He looks around, then he looks at you and says, the Sun Temple.
Do you want to show me around, then?
Looking around, he's just going to look at you and say, sure, but none of this is real.
Nah, I figured not, but, you know.
You to just slide away from the table, and he's actually gonna walk up to you and extend his arm.
I will take it.
Going to lift you and put you on his shoulder.
Oh. Haven't done this in a while.
Just going to nod. I know.
Thanks.
Yeah? He's gonna go for the door and knowingly just like start going through the hallways that he apparently knows very well. And the worst thing is, even though you've never been here, you know where he is and you know where he's going. It's like, you've never been here and you do not know this, but there is like this weird like convergence of memories where you weirdly instinctually know where he's going and where everything is.
This is a truly strange feeling.
He's going to stop, going to look at you and nod. Then he's gonna continue. The place is very spacious. You know that you are pretty sure that this is a temple that was built a long time ago, and it probably took a very long time to build. This is very different from the Moon Temple. The Moon Temple being in an inhospitable place full of Pokemon that wanted to kill you. The Sun Temple is different. It is definitely much more of a place of worship. You know, what a temple should actually be.
I get the feeling the other team with the other Cosmom is going to have a much easier time in their tests.
And while walking, Aggron is just going to nod and say, yes. So I'm sure that they are facing different challenges.
We all face our challenges, I suppose, right?
Yes. I mean, look at us.
Have I... You've been able to watch as I've been doing everything since I got here, right?
Yes. I've been conscious the whole time.
Do you have any issues with anything I've done?
Just going to stop and look at you and say, the bird is annoying.
Well, yes, I think we've all agreed on that, but I think his heart's in the right place.
Yes, for the most part.
I think he runs a little too close to his heart and not enough on his head.
Reminds me of my son.
He's a good kid.
He's just going to nod proudly. Yeah.
I'm gonna place a hand on his head as we're walking. And says, "You're a good dad."
He's not going to deny or confirm. He's just gonna say, I do my best. But he's going to lead you to a very big chamber. Like, insanely big chamber. And you recognize this chamber from a different temple.
It's the mirror of the Moon Temple.
Yep. He's just gonna look around and say, my wife is usually here.
Well, like you said, this doesn't exactly exist in, or at least we're not actually in the normal place. So I'm not sure if we'll find anyone here.
Frustrating.
Right?
He's gonna just look at you and say, what do you think we should do?
Should we check out where that machine is that Salaza was talking about?
Yes. It frustrates me to know when that she has found it.
Yeah, that's kind of something I was trying to help prevent any more shenanigans with.
I wish I could have spoken to you.
I wish you
would've-
could have talked to me.
Yep, he's just gonna start moving with intent, and while moving, he's just gonna start talking again. The machine is not what she thinks it is.
What is it?
According to what one of the Pokemon here could translate, it doesn't duplicate. It's supposed to teleport, like a psychic Pokemon.
So they're not copying things, they're pulling things from another universe. That's I guess the corresponding to what they put in there.
He's just going to shrug while walking and say, that's why I'm bringing you with me. You can probably make more heads and tails of that machine.
Well, I haven't done a good research paper in a while, so I guess it can't hurt.
Then yeah, it's going to take you towards the machine, and you can see that there is like a little bit of a... So there's a panel on the door, and you are pretty sure that this is not part of the original temple. He goes to the panel and says, the numbers on this panel. It took us... He starts thinking, 18 cycles to find the correct combination.
We'll look at the panel.
Yeah, it is a numerical panel.
Well, what's the numbers?
He's just going to start pressing the numbers.
And I am following. I'm watching and following to make sure I memorize them.
It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I look dumbfounded. It says, that is the simplest number pattern someone could have done. They didn't even try to change the last one.
Just agree to not. We never expected it to be so simple. But yeah, just gotta punch the numbers in, and the door opens.
Well, I mean, if it was so simple and it took you 18 cycles and it did its job.
Yes. Yep. It's going to lead you into the chamber that is that it doesn't look like a temple at all. This is literally a lab. It's going to take you. It's actually going to gently put you down.
I'm gonna start going through and seeing if there's anything that's like documents or a computer or any sort of access terminal.
So, you do actually find documents, but they are all blank.
Now, are they just blank from age, or
As
just
in,
blank
they
paper?
are just blank papers.
Hmm.
Aggron is just
Is there
going
any
to
sort of-
look. Aggron is going to look them over and just narrow his eyes a little, in annoyance.
Guessing these had things written on them in normal time.
Going to not.
Did you understand them?
No.
That's probably why they're blank. I've never seen them, and you didn't understand them.
He's just going to, in a frustrating way, exhale.
I'm guessing we're gonna only get limited information here if we don't understand what we're getting.
I'm sorry. I was hoping that it would be resolved.
I give him a smile and says, "Nah, I know the password how to get in here now."
Yes. It's probably because I remember opening the door with that password, why it actually opened. He just puts his hand to his chin and just says, "Psychic Pokemon are strange."
Probably this whole place is constructed from our memory specifically, so anything we don't know probably isn't going to show up.
What we have found out is, on that thing over there, he points at a very obvious computer. If you punch in specific buttons in a specific way, and you put something in the machine over there, he points at a tube-like thing. It will reappear over there. He points at a different tube-like thing.
This is exactly like Bill's setup he had.
The problem is that there is a weird electrical thing getting hit by Pikachu. And when that happens, not only does it appear over there, but it also stays over there. We never tried to use it on a Pokemon, but apparently Salazzle did.
Yep.
We never dared in case it would hurt Pokemon.
I'm going to start just kind of looking over the device to see if there's anything I can glean from it.
Yeah, it is a very strange experience to kind of imagine like if someone was trying to describe Windows without knowing Windows and not knowing like a language. That's kind of the weird thing you are getting. It doesn't make a lot of sense.
Like, I'm sure Aggron remembers there might be writing and whatnot on that, but since he doesn't understand the writing, it just shows up as illegible, lines and squiggles.
Yeah, it's like Hyrule speech.
Except for that has a translation.
I mean, yes, but not if you do not know.
If anything, he might equate it to just a different unknown language. He may have known of unknown language, but may not have been able to clearly read it.
Yeah. But yeah, you weirdly enough kind of know what you are supposed to do even if you cannot read anything on the screen, and yeah, the two cylinders open eventually. Yeah, Aggron is just gonna take a plate and put it in one.
And I will activate the mechanism.
Yeah, they both close. And yeah, you can definitely tell that the machine, there's something wrong. Something's not working properly, right? There's definitely something broken. And then at the end, they both open up, and the plate appeared in the other one, but it is still in the first one. Aggron just takes both of them.
Do I see where the electricity's coming off by any chance?
It's coming off the generator.
Wonder if I can fix this if we get back.
He's just going to look at you and say, I feel like that would be good.
But the other part of me is curious if this mistake was found and then left intentionally.
If it is left there intentionally, then it is not much of a mistake.
Well, you could always find a mistake. It was something you think is a mistake originally can become the new way you do things.
Yes.
But I will learn more when I see the actual device itself.
My family is usually here protecting the temple. Our family and Golem family. Together.
Yeah, I'm remembering that. So weird to have memories that aren't mine.
The weird memories of you.
One last thing I want to. I'm pausing. I'm gonna look at my belt to see if any of my Pokeballs are down there.
No.
Didn't think so.
So, what now? Why are we even here?
So, this is like a laboratory room, but is there some sort of like altar specifically here? So I know there was an altar in the Moon Temple, right?
Yes.
I want to go up to check on the altar.
I can lead you there.
All right. I'll go up, and before he even grabs me, I'm going to try to adeptly just kind of swing up onto his shoulder.
That makes him smile.
Hmm.
The horrifying Aggron smile.
Just like old times.
Yeah, he's just going to lead you over to the second floor. So, you know how the altar area, the ritual area was, kind of really high up so that, the light of the moon could hit?
I think Garchomp and Toucan actually went through that temple mostly without me.
Oh, okay. So, in the moon temple, right, it was basically in the most upper area of the entire thing, so that the moonlight could hit onto the altar. And it is the same here. He just leads you to the most upper area, and it actually kind of looks like this was actually. So you are 100% sure none of this was actually in the original temple, because this is just an observatory. On the floor nearby is an old. Oh god, what do you call those things that are like supposed to look at the stars and such?
Fuck. Telescope's one.
Yeah. Telescope. It's like a
Yeah.
massive telescope, old, and this, lens is broken.
Does it look like it's more built into the wall, or or did the wall come up around it?
It kind of came up around it.
Huh.
But yeah, he's just going to lead you into the chamber, and he's going to, just sit you down gently and say, "We are here. The sun ritual."
I wanna make my way up to the the altar itself.
The altar doesn't look like a proper altar. It is literally just some kind of a table that was here that just happens to have like little markings. All of this has been done after the fact, basically.
Look back at Aggron as a, and this is how you remember it, right?
Yes.
How we remember it.
Yes. It has been like this ever since I was a little Aaron.
Huh. I'm just going to examine the table, see if there's like anything that looks like it could have been a drawer. Or
there is a couple drawers, and you can actually open them, just lay them out.
I might as well open them up and look inside of them.
Again, there's a lot of paperwork, files, books. The problem is you cannot really read them.
They're all either blank or filled with scribbles.
Yeah, Aggron is just gonna point at them and say, "We never touched them, because we didn't know if they were not holy or something."
No, they're just books and paper. I'll learn more when I get here myself.
We'll gladly take you here once we are back. Now that I have my own body, I can take you anywhere.
Well, that's if you will have a body when we get out.
You think I will not?
I don't know. This is very strange. I guess kind of on that note, when everything comes to an end and I need to go wherever I need to go, I don't want to be forced to stay if I'm taking up your space.
He's just going to shake his head and say, "Do not worry. We'll find a way how both of us can be." I've been
And I don't want-
traveling with you for so long. Well, with you. It is strange to say it that way. But I cannot imagine my life without you.
I also don't want Cosmom to be forced to be separated.
Then we find out how to stop that from happening.
What do you think? Do you think destiny can be shifted?
He's going to look at you and say, "You already know the answer to that in your own head."
Snow says, then we'll do everything we can to do that, even if we have to move a universe.
Yes.
Besides, we already have a friend who could probably help us with that.
Yes.
Although I guess Necrozma is not exactly someone I would normally call a friend.
Yes. From what you know of this Necrozma, and from what I know of this being as Necrozma, I believe, that it is possible to talk to it.
I kind of just wonder if he's just lonely.
Difficult to say. Technically, we are all a little lonely.
Yeah, I think I would definitely be lonely if I was something that couldn't stay around others without harming them.
He's just going to look at you, extend one of his arms and put it on his chest and says, "Imagine how it feels knowing that a being similar to him has not been allowed to live here." Now, we cannot blame others. Others have not done anything wrong. The one similar to him, well, tried to hurt others. Others do not have to take it. But I feel like if this Necrozma is going to do well, going to try to accept our world, then the world will accept it.
I hope whatever he's doing, he's looking at the best parts of it, not the worst parts of it.
I hope that he is looking at the sum of everything.
I'm gonna pause for a moment. I'm gonna go over to Aggron's inventory. And is the Necrozma's Great Ball inside of the inventory?
Yes.
I'm gonna pull it out. Could I just close my eyes a little bit and say, Necrozma, can you hear me at all?
The Greybow shakes.
I'm gonna look inside of it.
There's nothing inside. Though you do see that it is marked with Necrozma.
Mm-hmm. Are you able to find us here?
He shakes a little bit more.
Do you think you could come have a conversation with us?
Again, it shakes a little bit more. So much so that you actually have to hold it with both hands now.
Oh, well, we're getting a response here.
So, you blink, and the entire thing that you are in, like, kinda stops existing for like a second.
That's weird.
Aggron reflexively steps in front of you, looking at something that you cannot see.
You know, honestly, in that response, I reflexively step on up onto Aggron's back.
You know that Pokemon in this world still have that little bit of instinct, right? And while
Yep.
the instinct for you when you were riding him, you know, it wasn't fully realized, you're pretty sure that right now, the way he is right now, his instinct is back in full throttle.
I'm gonna put a hand on his shoulder and says, "It's okay. Wait for him to make the first move if it gets bad."
He's going to quietly nod. And yeah, eventually, you see the look and the sound very familiar to of a Magna Gate. As a strange geometrical claw just kinda steps through, being followed by basically a space grab. Because that's kind of what Necrozma looks like, in my honest opinion.
You're not wrong.
And yeah, Necrozma steps through.
So you could find us here.
Necrozma nods and says, with difficulty.
Sorry. Are you alright?
No,
Anything I could help with?
no.
Would you like to tell me what's wrong?
You cannot possibly imagine how it feels to try to comprehend an entire world that I do not.
Yeah. No, I think I have a fairly good idea as I've been trying to learn it myself.
No. You only see what you see. You only feel what you feel. I feel the entire world as it breathes, as it dies. I feel the day and the night. I feel everything. I feel the laws themselves.
How does that make you feel?
He's going to look down and say, sick.
Is that just because you're not connected to it?
Yes. I don't belong here.
I mean, are you just trying to find your way back to ultra space, or?
I do not know. The laws are different here.
Guess my next question is, do you want to belong here?
I do not know.
Well-
The history of this place says that I do not belong and that the world will fight me and the world will end me.
Well, what do you want?
I do not know.
Maybe just take a moment and think about your desires.
I have taken quite a few moments.
'Cause everyone wants something. So everyone needs something.
I guess I want to know what I want to know.
Well, that's a start.
Aggron is going to look at you, Striker, and he's just gonna say, I feel like if Toucan would be here, he would have quite a conversation with us.
I would fear that conversation and everyone around it.
I wonder how Garchomp would feel about this.
He probably would have a primal aversion to Necrozma in general.
Yeah, Aggron is going to nod and look at you and say, even I am feeling anger towards this thing, though I do not even know it. Understand why.
That doesn't seem exactly fair to Necrozma, then, does it?
Exactly. Necrozma is just quietly looking. The thing about Necrozma is that he doesn't even breathe, he just kinda is.
There's a lot I really would like to know and understand as well. Maybe something to want is also a place to be, or a place to belong.
Necrozma is actually going to nod to that and say, well, wise. Or human.
I like to listen to those smarter than me.
I've traveled to every corner of this world. I've seen the deepest depth and the highest high. I've traveled the infinite blackness. And yet, I do not understand this world at all.
I had a thought at some point ago, and I think I might bring it up now that you're here.
Go on.
Powerful beings here create their own spaces that are reflections of themselves and places where they are most comfortable. They're referred.
You're talking about these spaces created by Pokerole.
Well, yeah. He helps other godly type Pokemon make reflections of themselves in a physical plane that both does and doesn't exist in the world.
I'm not sure I can do it.
No, but maybe if a blank space is made for you, you could inhabit it.
He's going to nod and say, that would solve the issue with my predecessor.
And those spaces usually have some sort of entrance to the regular world so that it's anchored.
Yes.
So if that was the case, you could have people who, well, you'll have people who you won't know stumbling across it, but people you do know could make their way to visit you.
Isn't it ironic, you?
Which is,
In your world, my kind was stopped. You have feared us. The very idea of creating holes in reality was such a feared thing. And here, the Pokemon is to fear it, but it's all over the place.
it is the nature of living things to fear what they don't understand.
But I do agree with your idea. I feel like I should look into it.
Well, I figure we'll look into it as well.
Why? You have nothing to gain from helping me.
That doesn't have to be about me gaining anything, it's because I want to help you.
That makes no sense. That is illogical.
That's the thing about humans, we're pretty illogical.
Yes.
But it's because I empathize.
Why? How can you empathize with that which has no empathy?
It's because that's how we understand others.
I can sense two beings here. One is the one that brought you into this dreamlike state. And the other one is Palkia, currently searching for me. He fears me. He should fear.
Yeah, and I'm guessing he's wanting to try and find some way to get rid of you.
Yes. What he sees is a parasite. I'm no parasite.
Well, maybe you should talk with him with us.
Not yet. The time has not come yet.
Has he been following wherever you land?
Yes.
So
He's like a Pidgeotto hunting a Rattata.
So you'll leave and he'll eventually show up here?
Yes.
Oh, well then maybe we could talk with him when he shows up.
That is actually rather smart. Yes. You are a good human. I will enjoy your existence for now.
No, I'd just like to I've always loved Pokemon and want them to be happy and prosperous.
If only all humans were like you.
Yeah. Surprising how much empathy and compassion is learned as much as an inherited trait.
Human.
Yes.
Considering you are willing to help me, I will help you. I cannot stay for long. The one who seeks me is almost here. But I can tell you something that will help you. I do not know whether you know, but I am incredibly knowledgeable of the Pokemon that troubles me. The one that is supposed to save this world.
Yes, Cosmom. You're in a way very compatible.
Yes, we are incredibly compatible. So much so that I need to protect myself not to consume her on the spot.
I appreciate that.
But that is not what I'm trying to talk about. I'm trying to talk about her task.
Ah, do you know what her task is specifically?
Yes, she is to sacrifice herself and become the moon of this. Know that this is not actually the only way.
I didn't think that was the only way. That seems like a really, really bad way to go about it.
Yes, it is foolish.
Could she just make a new moon?
It is actually much simpler than that. She is the moon.
No need to sacrifice her when she already is it.
Indeed. When the time comes, make sure that she is in her final form. And let the moon die. When it dies, well, you will see what will happen. Everyone will try to stop you, human. It goes against everything that every deity of this world has told to everyone. But,
And they want her to sacrifice herself before the moon dies.
indeed. Apparently it has gone like this so many times in the world. No one even questions it.
And they keep repeating the process because the process isn't working.
Indeed. What they need to do is just accept that the moon was not always the way it was like this. Lunala has existed way before this world has been changed by Arceus.
I'll remember that.
This is my wisdom for you. I now have to go.
I'll wave at him and says, and I will take your wisdom with me. Thank you.
He's going to slowly nod. And with his finger, he's just going to create a Magna Gate and just blup.
Oh, how do you feel about meeting Palkia?
Aggron is just going to look at you and say, you humans have a weird thing for eating gods.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think about all that, though?
I felt the urge to attack it.
But do you think he was lying?
I do not know. It is difficult to comprehend beings of such power.
I want to trust that he doesn't mean us any ill will.
Even when you met Giratina, even he felt distrustful.
It's hard when your instincts tell you that you need to be stronger, and to fight to prove it.
He is actually going to look at you and say, how did you do it?
I think that's the key about being humans, is that we can set aside those instincts.
But how?
Honestly, it wasn't easy. I kind of wanted to fight him too, but more for the experience of it than to beat him.
He's going to nod. Then look around and say, so what now?
No, let's wait a little bit. Unless Hypno decides to rip us out of here, we get a chance to eat Palkia and try to convince him that maybe there's a space for Necrozma.
Yes. I highly doubt that Hypno saw any of this coming.
I mean, honestly, did you see any of this coming?
No. And then he's going to smile and say, but with you, I've learned to just accept things as they go.
I like going with the flow.
Yes. I feel that's what my wife likes about.
She's got good taste.
No. There was just no other Aggron around.
Eh, doesn't mean she had to settle with an Aggron.
Good point.
I mean, look at your parents. They obviously, didn't settle with their own kind.
No. You know the why?
Nope.
They loved each other.
Hmm.
It was a wonderful fit. They're still around. Far away from it.
I think I'd like to meet them sometime.
That would be very difficult. They are not
Why?
they are not in any of the lands that are known to the Pokemon. You know how both Aggrons and Tyranitar's live a very long life.
Oh, yeah.
They have used this to take on a voyage. There is a big sea, an ocean beyond here and further away. No Pokemon that has ever sailed it has returned. Nobody knows why. But when my mother and my father were protecting this temple, a Pokemon that you probably... Oh, actually I do not know if you know them. It is a red Pokemon that can move at a speed like no other Pokemon. Do you know them? They have wings, but they don't need to flop them.
The only thing that comes to mind is possibly a Scizor.
No.
But that doesn't seem right.
Give me a moment. He's going to take one of the papers, and he's going to start drawing. Going to roll. Because he now has his own logic. Oh, he actually rolled really well. That's fortunate. Alright, he's going to finish drawing, he's going to show it to you.
Alright.
What he drew is, without a single mistake, you are pretty sure he just drew Latias.
Oh. Oh, hey. Okay.
Yes. She got wounded, and we have treated her. As a reward, she has given us stories. And one of the stories that she has given us was of a land untouched by the guilds. Way
Interesting.
beyond the oceans. And my father and mother, being the way they are, he's just going to sigh, have left me behind.
I'm gonna put a hand on his shoulder. It's alright. On the bright side, maybe we could send him a Wonder Mail, see how they're doing.
I tried.
Well, maybe we should get on the good side of the Muse and maybe they might help.
I do not know if the muse could help us.
No.
They seem even more childish than my son.
Well, that's because they are. They haven't been forced to grow up.
Reminds me of when my son was Aaron and he didn't even know the difference between rocks and iron.
I miss when mine was Aaron. Used to headbutt my leg all the time whenever he was hungry.
He's just going to smile and says, I used to do that to my father all the time.
Is that just an Aaron thing?
Yes. It is how we
I always
harden.
suspected so.
It is how we harden our shell. So, you know how you are, in the Sun Temple, right?
Yeah.
It's actually really nice, by the way. Here, like you can see the light. You can actually hear like bird Pokemon from outside. It is literally night and day from the Moon Temple.
It's very nice.
And suddenly it breaks. Everything
here we go again.
breaks. So you know how with Necrosbite it was a little bit gentle and it was like a split-second thing.
Mm-hmm.
So Necrosbite is kind of like it is basically kind of subtle creature, right?
Trying to slip through cracks that already exist.
Palkia is akin for a man with a sledgehammer breaking through a wall.
He's a train plowing through his way through, all the way through.
Yeah, like, he doesn't give a fuck about Hypno. You're pretty sure Hypno is probably not doing very well after this. Because, yeah, you just hear a big, like, breaking of a glass as the fucking white unit steps through. He just looks at you, he looks around and says, "It's not here."
No, but I might have a conversation with you.
Conversation with you, Worm? What do you want?
Well, I mean, I have a proposition.
What could you possibly have that I would be interested in?
Knowledge about your quarry.
I'm listening.
It's a being called Necrozma.
The name of it doesn't matter.
Well, I mean, he's mostly just trying to learn more about your world.
That is dangerous. A similar thing has happened a few cycles ago. It has endangered all life in this world. The very fabric of reality.
Now, did it actively do that, or was that just something that it was doing as it didn't understand?
It doesn't matter.
Might, little bit. So I might have a solution to that.
What kind of solution could you possibly have, Hugh?
Give it a space that of its own, and it won't damage the world around it.
Do you usually give things to someone who invades you, tries to hurt you? Is this the human way?
No, the human way is to find a solution to a problem so it doesn't keep happening.
Well, the solution is simple. We have done this before. We find it, we defeat it, we throw it where it belongs.
And yet it still keeps coming back.
Then we find it and defeat it again.
Do you realize that that's not a solution, that's a band-aid?
What's a band-aid?
It's a temporary cover-up.
What are you talking about?
What I'm suggesting is that this Necrozma needs a home, and it keeps coming here for one reason or another, and it gets forced out. Obviously, forcing it out isn't solving the problem. But if you, the master and arbiter of space, were able to craft a, for lack of a better word, mystery dungeon for it, a space that it could develop, make its own, and inhabit, it wouldn't corrupt the rest of the world. And not only would you be solving the problem, you'd be the one who fixed it all.
I feel like you are not looking at this from the point of view of literally everyone here.
I'm looking at this from someone who sees the reoccurring problem that you don't want to happen again. Unless I'm wrong, and you're okay with this happening again and again and again.
No. It makes me
Is it
very
really?
angry to have to deal with parasites, miscreants, invaders.
And look at it this way: if you make it so, if you make a place for it, you'll always know where to find it if it causes problems.
He looks at you. You feel like he's just kinda scanning every single move that you are making, both yours and Aggron's.
Mm-hmm.
You are not even in the real world right now.
You're right. We're not. But isn't exactly stopping me from proposing a good idea for a permanent solution. Oh, and look at it this way. This is a problem that no one, not even the Muse, will be able to fix. How's it going to look when you're the one who fixes it?
That does get him thinking. Careful, Palkia's thinking. He's putting those two neurons into work. Well, after a little bit, he nods to himself and says, "It would be good to show them."
It would be.
But what if it doesn't work out?
Like I said, you'll know where he is, and if he even goes to the mystery dungeon, it'll start to shape him and make an anchor point.
Do you understand what happened 20 cycles ago?
I've been told a lot of what's happened.
Then if this fails, do you take responsibility?
Yeah,
He's just going to shake to himself and say, "You human."
yeah. But you can't deny that we're good at coming up with answers.
You always have answers. You always have opinion. You have opinion about everything.
Yeah, that's true.
What a strange species. No wonder Father got rid of you a long time ago. If even someone as small and pointless as you could speak to God with a smile on his face, I cannot imagine what someone with an actual ambition would be able to do.
Oh, his name's Giovanni.
Yes, I know him.
He's a Pikachu right now.
Yes, I know him.
He's going to be a problem.
Yes, I know.
Because I suspect he wants to put Pokemon into balls to gain control over them.
Yes, that is what he's doing.
Ah, so he is doing that.
Yes, sometimes. So he does release them after he proves a point.
Has he released all of them?
Yes.
I wonder if he's actually releasing them or just letting them out of the Pokeball.
He is doing 3 things. 1, he captures them. Then he slays them. And then he takes things from them.
Tears?
No. I do not know how to describe it, as this is some weird human thing. But he tends to take little glass things of things from them.
Huh.
Also, you should be wary. He is seeking a human.
A specific human or any human?
Any human. He's specifically seeking a human.
Huh. Well, good thing when we get out of here, hopefully I'll be inside of this lug as I kind of knock the shoulder of Aggron.
He's just going to sigh sadly, but then he will look at you and nod. You can tell he's enjoying the fact that he has a body.
Hey, I'll give it back up when I'm done.
Yes.
It was Palkia I was supposed to ask as well for about how to, preserve myself afterwards.
Possibly, yeah. I mean, you might as well, right?
All I really ask with all this is if the whole thing with the Necrozma works, giving him his own space, could you help me figure out a solution to after we saved the world with the moon.
Hmm? What are you blubbering about?
Oh, I'm part of the team that's trying to save the cosmos for the sun and the moon.
Yes, I know. Giratina has been boasting about you.
Well, Mew, the blue one, is intent on sending me and the toucan back to our homes.
Yes, that is what they have mentioned. Well, what she has mentioned.
I died before I came here.
So, you know how Palkia was kinda like not really into talking with you?
Hmm.
You got his interest. He looks at you and says, "Oh,
And I mean, I'm willing to accept my death when it comes, but I've also come to make connections here that I kind of like the people here.
he's going to point at you with one of his fingers and say, are you a warrior, human?"
I guess researcher doesn't make sense. I was someone who helped promote and nurture Pokemon.
But were you a warrior? Are you a warrior right now? Do you have the spirit of a warrior?
I kind of pause and says, I don't know if that's something that's for me to decide, but I look over at Aggron.
Aggron is actually going to step forward and just nod. Then he's going to look at you and say, in that case, human, your fate is already sealed. Worry not about it.
Okay. I will trust your words.
As long as you make yourself connected to our world, nothing can pull you away. Not even I, probably not even our father. There is something much more powerful than any of us, and that is the power of believing. The power of the connections we make. You believing in Aggron, Aggron believing in you, you believing in your friends. All of that is the single most powerful spatial connection that you can make.
Then when that time comes, can you make sure that he still gets his body and I just have somewhere safe to land?
Considering in order to finish all of this, you will have to fight Kyurem, which is the single most powerful Pokemon that I can tell. Yes.
I just kind of, blow raspberry says he's just a big ice lizard.
Yes, he is a big ice lizard, but he is very powerful, and he hates you so much. He has probably never really met you, and yet every idea of you, everything you represent, he despises it so much that even on his last breath, every single breath will be of pure spite and anger.
Good. Then he won't be thinking clear, and it'll be easier to beat him.
It is true that he thinks about even less than me. That was a joke.
Yes, I know, but I thought it would be rude to laugh.
You may laugh. I will have to speak with my brothers on this necrozma topic. I hope that you were not tricked by this creature and he is not just using you in order to gain more of a headway ahead of me.
I don't think so.
We shall meet again, human.
You know how to get a hold of me.
He's just gonna look at you and say, I am the Lord of Space itself. As long as you are somewhere, I am there too.
Oh, could I ask you one last thing before you go off?
Go on.
Do you know where his parents are?
What are you talking about?
I look over at Aggron.
Yeah, Aggron's just gonna look at him and say, my parents. I have never met your parents.
They traveled to a land beyond? Is that right?
Aggron's gonna know. Ah, in that case they are dead.
Oh.
No one shall leave this land. Everyone who leaves shall be cursed and killed.
What kills him?
He's going to point at himself.
Oh. Shit.
My father specifically ordered me when I was made to stop anyone from leaving the 6 continents.
Ow.
He's proudly going to touch his chest and says, I have slain so many Pokemon who foolhardily tried to leave.
Look over. Didn't you say Latias said that they came from there?
Yeah, Poké is just going to nod, a little confused. Yeah, Poké is just gonna look at you and say, they can go there and come back. They are gods.
Huh. Well, that kind of sucks.
It is what it is, human.
Yeah, I get it. You've got your divine law. It just kind of sucks. I was hoping to meet them because they seem like cool people.
You should go to my father and talk to him about it. I do
Oh,
not I do not find pleasure in this, but it is
I
what
would-
I have to do.
I would be happy to do that. Could you arrange that?
Oh,
Hmm.
The
You don't want to, or outside your power?
no. The father has given us a set of rules and orders, and then stopped. He ceased. Like a tree that no longer sways in the wind. Like an echo
I'm
that never stops but never starts.
guessing one of those was to not send people to him.
Oh, we can do that. But it is pointless.
Well, I mean, humans are all about doing pointless things.
Ah. Then let's do it this way. If you save the world, which is your fate, not only am I going to make sure that your fate is according to the laws of the universe, even if the Muse will try to change it. How about this? I will let you talk to my father. Maybe you will manage to beat some sense into him. I know I tried a couple times.
Well, I can be pretty persuasive, so who knows?
I know my brother Dialga has tried. I know Giratina has tried a lot.
I know the Mew, or at least one of the Mews, tries a lot.
Yes. All of us have tried. So Mew is the only one who tries a lot. We all just kinda saw it, tried, did our thing, and then we just gave up.
I think she craves acknowledgement.
She is a difficult one. Not bad. Just broken.
No, I agree. I agree. Not bad. Just someone who hurts.
Yes. And there is no way to help her.
That won't stop me from trying.
Why, I even let her attack me many times. I allowed her anger to be bestowed upon me. Yet,
Oh, I took.
not good enough.
Yeah, I even took one of her hits. Oh boy.
What? Did you still
Ah.
live?
I mean, I look over. You see me and Aggron here still, right?
Possible. She can destroy reality itself. Better than me.
Yeah, she destroyed the mystery dungeon. That's for sure.
Oh, so was that the reason she needed help rebuilding it?
Yeah, I asked her to hit me with her best shot, and well,
Huh. She said that she woke up and sneezed.
no. I made a bet that I could survive her best shot, and then if I did, that she would have to leave us alone.
Huh. Is that why she has been showing in my place more often?
Probably because she can't come and break her word.
She's been watching you, you know, in my place.
I know. I know.
She also talks a lot. I don't enjoy her talking. So I usually just create portals where my ears should.
Like I said, I think she's lonely.
Well, she has a brother.
Who is more afraid of her than anything else.
That seems like a problem for them to solve.
Yep.
I have enough problems with my brothers.
Well, I probably shouldn't hold you up. I do want to thank you, and I kind of give a bit of a bow. Palkia, Master of Space, I thank you kindly for listening to this meager, humble human.
Ah, you were fun. You amused me. And you gave me an idea. You deserve a gift, human. He's going to point at you. He's going to flick his 2 claw fingers. And he's just going to say, I bestow upon you the ability to never sleep. Aggron? You wake up. The last thing you saw before you were pulled out of Hypno's space is Aggron just like looking at you and just saying, oh no.
Oh shit. I didn't want that gift.
Yep. But you got it nonetheless because this god doesn't think. He does. Oh shit. You didn't even meet Hypno!
Nope.
You didn't even meet him!
Nope.
Wow. I didn't expect you to actually talk to Necrozma.
Would you think I'd cower from him?
No, like, I didn't even expect you to, like, even think about talking to Necrozma.
No, well. I was curious, and I figured, hey, he might have learned a bunch of things while he's out and about.
And he did.
Yeah.
And look, you can actually talk to him, even though Aggron instinctually wants to fight him. Also, how do you like Aggron?
I like Aggron. I don't want to possess him any longer than I have to.
He's a very calm individual. Walks very slowly. Takes everything, at a pace.
Wow, it's almost like, I was meant to land in him all along.
Yeah. Like, look at him. It took him 18 years to figure out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
To be fair, who would think of that?
Yeah, like, this is such a stupid fucking password.
It's almost as bad as, like, 1 and then all zeros.
Oh. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1. But yeah. You would awaken in Hypno's office.
All my friends are asleep.
Yeah, all of your friends are asleep, and Hypno just looks at you and says, wait, you were not supposed to wake up yet.
Nope. I'm gonna take the Wonder Mail out of Toucan's pack and put it in my pocket.
Fuck you, Moto.
Well, this kind of sucks. Palkia.
I just came back to fuck you, Mono.
Guess who's no longer asleep?
Aggron?
Aggron. Guess who can't sleep anymore?
Aggron?
Aggron.
He was given a gift.
Dang.
What a gift, eh?
Right? That means I'm also never gonna be able. That was my one and only chance to talk to Aggron.
Yep. You cannot sleep anymore, Aggron.
Wait, why did you request this? Like,
No.
what
Nope.
did I miss?
Nope, Palkia decided that I had a good idea and he was going to gift me.
He was like, I'm gonna give you a boon. Now you no longer need to sleep. I'm gone now. Goodbye.
I'd like to point out you can still talk to Aggron. You don't need to be asleep for that.
It
You
is
just needed to
difficult,
do it
but
the
yeah.
first time. Yeah, you just needed to do it the first time.
Well, I mean, I guess this counts as that, I suppose.
But yeah, sadly you do wake up as Aggron and you no longer have your body. And you have a very confused Hypno here.
Hey, buddy.
But what happened? I had it out of control and I was about to talk to you. Just got done talking to Toucanon.
Palkia.
Oh. How?
He followed someone into the into the thing.
Oh. Then I have no right to question what he has done and why. It is not our place.
I was nice to him, and I gave him a good idea, and so he decided to give me a boon.
Oh. What kind of boon?
I can't sleep anymore.
Oh. That's horrifying.
I agree.
And yeah, this is where we end it. Wow, that was weird.
Yep.
Very.
That was really weird. Right? With that, I hope you enjoyed it. A lot of this was, well, not exactly improv, but because I have scripts for what Necrozma would be talking about and such, right?
Mhm.
But I did not expect these to connect. I had to literally use 4 different files for this.
I'm
Did you
sorry,
say I
Finn.
railroad things?
Aries.
You mean derail?
Aries asks, did Hypno see any of that? No.
Too busy with Toucanon.
Yeah, not to mention the moment Necrozma showed up, Hypno was no longer in control anyway.
Yeah, I'm sure Hypno was like, okay, I can take care of Aggron last. He's probably going to be the chillest, the easiest to deal with. Let's get these guys out of the way.
Yeah, he literally just constructed the dream and then he was like, okay, I can, after these 2 maniacs, I can then talk to you.
Well, I guess next game we can talk while everyone's waking up.
Yep. But yeah, do you wish to flip the table?
Yeah, sure, I'll flip the table.
Flip it, boy!
I like the fact that Necrozma wants to talk to me.
Don't worry about it. Anyway, I would like to say goodbye to everyone on the stream and such, and bye-bye.
Bye.